Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you how to choose a gym membership that's right for you in 2023. Hopefully one that you like and that you're going to end up using for the whole year and hopefully years to come. So I want to go over a few things here, but first of all, let's just get it out of the way. Location is, in my opinion, hands down the most important part of choosing a gym. If it's not within, let's say for the UK, if you're in a major city, if it's not within 10 minutes walking distance from you, I wouldn't even be bothering to sign up, okay? If you only have a gym that's 20 minutes, 30 minutes drive or whatever away from you, just pick the nearest one. This is, from what I see from people that I coach and in classes and stuff like that, getting to the gym, same with me, even though I work in a gym, getting to the gym is the hardest bit. So let's make that easy, let's cut out that stress and let's go for location above everything else. So on location as well, think about when you're going to be going to the gym. Are you going to go straight from work or before work? Are you going to be going from home? All these sort of things will change where the location of the gym is best suited to you. So, you know, if you want to go straight after work, you could pick one that's nearer to work and perhaps further from home. That's totally fine. I would say if you're not going to go there in the rain, then it's probably better to choose a different gym because we want as few hurdles in the way for you to get into the gym as possible. So next you want to be thinking about logistics, right? So depending on your mode of transport, you might be looking for a car park, you might be looking for train stations nearby, bus stops. You know, are you able to walk there if you haven't got that mode of transport? Does it have showers, changing rooms? All these kind of things, as you start to picture how the gym will fit into your day, you're going to learn and discover what you really need from a gym. So if you're someone that isn't going to shower after the gym, then you may not need a gym that has a shower. If you're going to be going straight to work, it might be really important for you. So you're going to have to look at what the gym offers to make sure that when you actually start going, it's going to fit into your life pretty seamlessly and you're not causing yourself more problems. Right, let's talk opening times. So if you're someone that wants to go to the gym at 2 in the morning, you're going to have to probably go for a chain that's open 24 hours, right? If you're someone that is happy to go kind of in between that, most gyms are open from 5 or 6 in the morning till about 8 to 10 at night, depending on where you go. And a lot of the smaller chains where they're owned by like a family or by just an individual, they might be closed on the weekends or they'll have maybe Saturday afternoons off, something like that. So there was this gym that I loved, right? I loved the whole setup, but it just closed a little bit too early, so I couldn't get there from work and I had to stop going because I just wasn't using the membership. So just think about when you're going to go for the gym. All of this is thinking forward to what your life's going to look like and if this offers that kind of service. So on that note, let's talk a bit about the different types of gym, right? So people talk a lot about feeling confident in a gym or feeling comfortable in a gym. And while I would encourage you to try loads of different types of gyms or like types of exercise, frankly, to figure out what you really enjoy doing, there's a lot of different types. So just kind of think about that you might have had one experience in the gym and there might be another gym that's completely different. I feel like I'm saying gym like a million times. But anyway, so you can get smaller private gyms, which doesn't necessarily mean that they're not open to the public. It just might mean that they are not that kind of get a pin or a QR code and walk right in. It might be more of like a personalised, like customer-facing setup. So you might meet a person at the desk to sign up, or you know, it might be kind of PT only or classes only, where you're only going to be able to use the space if you're in a class or in a PT session. Some of these smaller gyms will have open gym access as well, so a lot of them will kind of allow you to use the gym, but it's not on like a massive scale. So a lot of the times these will be a little bit more pricey because the space is smaller and is a bit more focused, so they'll tend to have like specialist equipment, they'll tend to be geared towards a certain type of training quite often. So for example, you get a lot of these more relatively smaller gyms that are CrossFit gyms, powerlifting gyms, Olympic lifting. Maybe they specialise in rowing, or they have like an athletics section, or maybe they specialise in martial arts is another common one. Definitely worth checking out because they can offer really high level coaching and really experienced coaching built into the gym package. But you want to be checking as well, if you're a beginner, sometimes if you're not intending to go with a coach, these can be quite intimidating spaces. I'm not saying they always are. Sometimes they can be the most welcoming places in the world, but sometimes it can be a bit much to go to these higher level facilities, more specific facilities, and you walk in and everyone's I really know, a really good powerlifter, it might not be the place to start. However, if you're looking for that specific coaching, it might be the perfect place, so definitely worth checking out. So then you've got your commercial gyms, your big box gyms, or like Globo gyms. They're kind of called different things in different places, but these are your big facilities, right? They might have thousands of members. They won't all be using the gym at the same time, but they'll tend to be big areas of land. They'll have a lot of equipment, they'll probably have a lot of classes, a lot of members, and you'll probably find that you get different types of people here as well. So you'll probably get different training styles, you'll get lots of different ages, abilities, sizes, everything like that. So these can be they can be hit or miss, right? So a lot of people can find these intimidating, and this is what I want to go over in this whole 10-part series. However, they're a perfect place for beginners, in my opinion, because you've got loads of other people like you, right? You've got loads of people that are just starting out on their fitness journey. You've got loads of people that maybe started out their fitness journey a little bit further along, so you'll tend to find that some of the more experienced people are helping the beginners with their training. You know, big group classes, so you've got the opportunity to meet lots of people, and they offer a low membership price most of the time. The cons to this type of space are that at busy times it's going to be busy, right? That could probably go for the smaller gyms as well, but if you're not in a class setup and you're going into this gym at 5 p.m, it's going to be packed. So just consider that, yeah? So consider the fact that there's a lot of people, and you can either see that as a positive or a negative. It just means that you're sharing the space with a lot of people, given the low membership cost. So in terms of the gym that you end up going for, it's just a quick one on the equipment or the kit that you're going to find in the gym, and the coaching and the coaches you're going to find in the gym. If you're looking for something specific, which you might be, check that out before you go. You could also, you know, there's nothing saying you can't do 6 months in a commercial gym, 6 months in a CrossFit gym, 6 months of martial arts, you know, mix up your training. There's nothing saying you can't do that, right? So you can mix between all of them. I know people that have got 3 gym memberships because they like the equipment for leg day on one gym, they like the equipment for upper body day in another gym, and they do martial arts at another gym. Now that's probably not where you're at right now, okay? So that's probably quite a more advanced gym goer that's really, really into their fitness. This is like their whole life, right? But it just shows that different gyms can offer different things. So if you're going for these big commercial gyms, they probably have almost everything that you need. It's just not going to be the specific machine by the specific brand, or, you know, a specific equipment for a certain type of training. But they kind of cover all your bases, right? Then you could go to a specialist gym where they don't have all the same equipment. Maybe they only do bodybuilding, so they have all these certain machines, but they don't have a rope hanging from the ceiling and a running track, right? So all the different gyms will specialize in different things. The bigger gyms will be more general, and they kind of have everything, but it might not be as, you know, high level advanced as the smaller gyms. Let's discuss community. So I think this varies massively from place to place. I've worked in commercial gyms, I've worked in sort of private, semi-private facilities. I've worked in a one-to-one PT studio. I've worked in the park doing boot camps, and I've found that all of these have had a really good community, but it's about what you put in, right? So like any relationship, it's about the effort that you put into that is what you're going to get out. But I know it can be difficult to get to know people in the gym. What I would do is I would either try and find people that I know that are going there, or I try and just get the vibe of the gym as I'm walking around and see what kind of community is going on. So a lot of the times you'll see this on social media, sometimes you won't, but this general community and general vibe will be different from different gyms. I have been to some gyms to train, and I've just felt like after a few interactions, I'm like, I don't vibe with the people that are here, or I don't feel like I can talk to people, or I just feel a bit like intimidated, you know, even as a PT. And then I've gone to other gyms that are technically the same template, but they've been completely different, and I've had a really great experience in terms of making friends, making training partners, and coaching, kind of getting to know people in classes and that sort of thing. I will say that when I started at most gyms, when I first start there, I feel quite out of the group until I meet 1 or 2 people, and that tends to unlock a lot more of the gym because they'll know someone else, and they'll know someone else, and over time, once you've talked to that first 1 or 2 people, the whole gym tends to unlock itself. So I do think that if you've got a strong gym community, you're going to be more likely to carry on going to the gym. And so I'd be really big on trying to talk to personal trainers, trying to go to classes. And if you're someone that likes to just get on with your session, then by all means, like, plug in your headphones, but don't be afraid to kind of have a laugh and a joke with the people that are around, and maybe you'll make a friend there. So that brings me to support. You might choose to get a personal trainer or to join in group classes if you're starting a gym. Now, again, worth checking out before you go, or ask around when you want to sign up or just before you sign up. So some gyms will offer personal training, some won't. Some will offer a structured class or like semi-private, which is small group training. It's effectively like a personal training but with maybe one PT and like 4 other clients. Or they might have like an inbuilt program that the whole gym will follow. Definitely worth checking out before you join up. So I know for a fact that we've got, in the gym chain that I work in, there's a couple of locations across the city, and depending on the staff that they have there, one class will offer like dance classes, the other one won't. One class will offer boxing, the other one might not. One class will offer yoga or Pilates, and the other one may or might not, but they'll have a lot of classes, whereas maybe a gym down the road won't have as many classes, but they might be of a different variety. So if this is something you know you're looking for, have a look on the website, have an ask of the people that train there or the personal trainers or any staff that you come across, and just ask what's going on, what's available, and that will inform your decision as to which gym you sign up to. Okay, let's talk price. So up to a certain point, right, price is just dependent on what you can afford, but I want you to think about what you want to get out of the gym. So if you're looking at these smaller, more niche down gyms and they say we're really good at helping people with powerlifting, we get you really strong and we get you one-to-one coaching, and then you also get nutrition assessments, you get all this stuff, right? You're going to expect to pay a lot more for that than you're going to expect to pay £20 a month to a corporate gym where you just scan your pin, you don't talk to anyone and you don't really get any support. Although what I would say is if you're in that more commercial gym, obviously you could use that extra cash that you'll be spending on the more bespoke gym, and you could choose to put that towards a program or towards online coaching or towards a personal trainer or gym kit or whatever. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways to get to where you want depending on where you find yourself and the path you want to take. But if you're distilling it just down to price, as long as you can afford both of the things, don't just necessarily go for the cheaper one. And don't just necessarily go for the more expensive one. It doesn't mean it's better, they just do different things. So you want to be looking at what each gym actually does, what it offers in terms of the things we've mentioned, which one you're most likely to go to, and that should inform, rather than price, it's the value of what you're getting from that membership. Okay, so how would I personally choose a gym? This is what I would do if I was going to be actually choosing a gym near me like today. So I'm going to assume I'm a beginner. Or actually, I'm not a beginner, but in the same way of a beginner, I like a lot of different styles of training. I'm not really super into one thing or another thing. I'm going to be looking for the equipment first. So, do they have free weights, squat racks, dumbbells, benches, a fair amount of space so I can like jump around and be weird? Do they have stretching areas? Do they have cardio equipment like rowers, treadmills? I love like an air bike, not essential, but I really like it. You know, and do they have everything that I'm going to want and need? And can I see myself in that gym? You know, if I walk in, am I thinking, oh, this is a bit cramped and like I don't feel like I would get on the equipment? Or do I feel like, yeah, there's a good amount of space, I could see myself in this space? Next, what does it have in the way of machines? Does it have a pretty good range of machines? Now, I'm more of a free weights girl. I don't really, I use machines. They're not like my main thing. So I'm not obsessed with which variety of machines, which brand and which type. But I kind of want a good basis of machines, right? I don't want to be downloading a template or writing my own template or starting training and then realising that half the stuff in the template, like my gym just doesn't have it. And then I have to do all these workarounds and it just becomes a bit of a pain, right? So I want to make sure that it covers most bases and that any kind of style of training I do, I'm going to be pretty well equipped to start with that. So most of the time now you're going to be looking online. So I've looked online, I found the gym I want to go to, I've checked, it's pretty close to me. The first time you're going to find out if it's a pain to go to is, you know, the first time you go and look around the gym. So I am going to decide on that walk or on that drive or whatever, you know, what's the parking situation like, is it a pain? Right? All of that is on the first day, you can figure that out. So I'm going to want to go for a tour of the gym. I'd go between 9 to 5 hours. A lot of the people that will do the gym tours will work in the day. Obviously, if you're working 9 to 5, maybe try and nip out on your lunch break or try and go before or after work, but not too late, because they're not going to be there at 2 in the morning, even if it's a 24-hour gym, because they tend to be staffed. Some gyms will be staffed between 6 and 10, some will be a bit earlier, 9 to 5. So yeah, I'd want to look around the gym, I'd be asking questions, ask what you want to know, right? You don't have to follow a set list of questions, but I would just ask, about the classes, about the opening times, about all that sort of stuff that we've mentioned in the video. And I'd just be trying to get a general vibe of the gym. Now, I would say you can't necessarily predict the vibe of a gym just by walking around. I would try and pay for a month, right? Go for a month and see how I find it, or at least try and get a day pass or maybe a week pass. A lot of these gyms, especially the smaller ones, will offer like a free week pass, or like a free way to try the gym. Maybe you can go to a class for free. And the bigger gyms will tend to have more of those like flash sales. So they might say January the 1st, 3 days on us, or I don't know, Halloween came to mind, I don't know why that did. But like Black Friday or something like that, they might say, here's a sale, you can give it a go. But the only way you're really going to know if you like using the gym is to use it and to try it out. And don't be afraid to make your own judgments, right? Just because I'm more experienced or more advanced doesn't mean that you can't decide for yourself. Like, nah, I don't really like this space. Or you might be in a gym and you think, yeah, I'm enjoying this, I'm getting better at it, and I'm enjoying being here. So when you're in this space, I would just try and visualize yourself in the gym. If you've never worked out before, or you don't train that often, I know this can be a big ask, right, to think like, first you've got to imagine yourself in the gym, then you've got to imagine yourself working out. But just think like, could you see yourself coming here tomorrow, right? Is this somewhere that you want to come back to? Does it have a generally good vibe? Does the person that's taking you around the tour, do they have a generally good vibe? Do you think you're going to come back tomorrow? Right, if you think you're going to come back tomorrow, give it a go. Don't put too much pressure on it. Okay, you don't have to love your first one, but it's a start, and you're going to try it out for a week or a month, whatever you decide. Try and get a contract that doesn't lock you in. Try and get a contract for maybe just 1 month or just 2 months or something like that, whatever they offer the minimum term. Give it a go. Give it your best shot in terms of like meeting people and talking to people and trying out the equipment, and then give yourself that time to decide whether you want to stay or try something else. So hopefully that helped you guys. I've got 9 more videos in the series to help you with all the little things that people have been asking me about, all the reasons that people might feel intimidated in the gym or not sure what they're doing. So be sure to check those out. And if you found this helpful, please share it with a friend or someone that you think is looking to join a gym or maybe is a bit nervous about that whole process, because I know it can be a lot. I want to break it down and help you guys to feel a bit more comfortable.